All right, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day. It's kind of like the unofficial start of the summer, and everything has been going really good once again. I just try to keep things in perspective and keep things in front of me, not to do too much to be out of the way. And it just kept me grounded, and that's pretty awesome. So hopefully you guys are doing the same, keeping yourselves together, keeping things in front of you, and having fun with your favorite hobbies. And this hobby that I talk about over here is gaming. Everything under the umbrella, we talk about that. A few things in order before I talk about the topic. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody who's been watching the videos. You guys are absolutely awesome. People who've been coming through the live streams. We had a pretty good live stream the last few days or so. I didn't go live because of the weather was pretty bad, but nevertheless plan on going live much more often, and hopefully the weather will pan out. Also, I want to let you guys know that on Facebook, I do have a Facebook account that is geared around this gaming world, and I need 100 followers to get there. And believe it or not, right now I'm at 97. So if anybody could come through and follow me on Facebook so I can go live on Facebook as well as I do on Twitch and like I do on YouTube. And I actually go live on X as well. So those places will be available. But Facebook, I just need 3 more followers to get on there so I can go live. So hopefully that will work out. And it is, it's all up to you guys. And I appreciate everybody who decide to follow me over there on Facebook. The link will be down in the description if you want to check it out. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and talk about this topic. What games that you have that you really like, but they're really unpopular. I was thinking about this last night because I'm still in the process. I should be done with the game by now, but I'm almost done with South of Midnight. And everybody knows there's somewhat controversy behind it, and people who've been following this know that this game actually has a low player count. It's not as popular as you would think, based on the gameplay. Now, I can understand the story is a little bit out of the way, and some people may not want to latch on to the story. It's not as compelling as you would think as far as a video game concept. But I do love the gameplay. I think the gameplay is really good. And I think that it's kind of like a misunderstood game because it was built that way. But I will tell you guys, I really like the game. I love the gameplay. And I don't really follow the story too much because I kind of just got away from it based on what it was going about. It just... To me, it feels like it's a movie that's made into a video game, not a video game turned into a movie. And I think y'all kind of understand where I'm coming from. Like, if you look at the Uncharted's of the world, you look at The Last of Us, all those things, those are actual video games that can become a movie, or it can feel like a movie once you get into the story. But with the South of Midnight, it just seems like it's a movie that they could have put this on television. They could have put the story on, in the movie theaters. They could have put it anywhere else, but they just turned it into a video game. They added gameplay elements that you would probably see, let's say, in a Spider-Man or even Uncharted, or in some cases, God of War, because that's the type of gameplay that you're getting. And I really enjoyed that side of the game, but the story is not so much. But this is a game that I really like that's unpopular. And I know that people have other games out there that are like that. And I'm just really curious of what your game is, or whatever the case may be, what game that you have that's like that. Now, not only just South of Midnight, when I was growing up, I've had other games that was like this. I can even date all the way back to the Super Nintendo. I remember I used to like that game, Faceball, Faceball 2000. I don't know if y'all guys can remember that game, but that was a game that wasn't as popular, but I really enjoyed it. Another game I remember from the I want to say the N64 era, which, there's not too many unpopular games on the N64, but not too many people really play like the Clay Fighters. I think it's Clay Fighter 63 and the third, which is a very rare game. But I remember playing that game. I rented it, and it was one of the games I really, really liked. And I could just go to pretty much any generation that's or any console that's out there that I played a game that wasn't as popular, but I really liked. Like I said, for the Xbox or this current generation, it's South of Midnight. I remember going back on the PlayStation 4, and I was playing a few games that was pretty unpopular as well. But I just don't want to go down that entire list. But I just named off like pretty much 3 games. Games that wasn't that popular, but those games that I really enjoy. And it's kind of like really it in a sense it's frustrating because the potential of said game, and you want the game to do well because you want to see a company thrive and flourish and be rewarded of putting out a solid game. But in this day and age, there's a lot of games that hold games back, especially when people are watching games under a microscope and they're dissecting a lot of stuff, and a lot of people just don't give games a chance. Especially with the way games are now with the price point. Not many people are going to give a game a chance with the price point and some form of activism that is in said games. It's like these are the type of games that people don't want to deal with. They just want to play a game and just have fun. But when the messaging is not that great, or the messaging of the game is like in your face, it's kind of a turnoff. Because I think what South of Midnight may had like 4,000 players on Steam. I mean, that's really low. That's pretty bad. But at the end of the day, you are looking at games that are just it caught the tail end of a bad situation in the culture war, and that's one of the things that these video games, you want to tell a really good story, but you don't want to go overboard with it. And with this game, when I saw it, I thought it was a game that was basically like Kenna Bridge of Spirits type of game, but it was a little bit different. But that's what it reminded me of, so I wanted to give it a shot. And I know the whole Sweet Baby Inc. thing aspect behind it, something I don't really pay attention to. I know what they do and what they don't do, and I just wanted to ignore that, and I wanted to give it a shot. And I gave it a shot, and I actually like it. I think it's a pretty solid game. I just wish I don't know, I guess the story could have been a little bit better, but I get what they were trying to go at. But like I said, there's all these games that are out there that I love to play, and I have these guilty pleasures. Like, yeah, the game's not popular, but hell, I like it. And at the end of the day, that doesn't nothing else really matters at the end of the day. Because I mean, I remember, like, let's say in the PlayStation 2 era and the original Xbox era, I mean, I can go down the list of many original Xbox games that weren't that popular that I like. But I remember in the PlayStation 2 era, the 3D Mortal Kombats weren't really that popular. A lot of people didn't too much. This was a point when Mortal Kombat was not really a thing anymore. After Mortal Kombat 3 or Mortal Kombat Trilogy, or you can even say Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat started to fall off a little bit, especially with Mortal Kombat 4. Then you had Deadly Alliance and Deception and Armageddon. Those 3 games throughout the PS2 era wasn't all that popular, but I was a big fan of Deadly Alliance. I mean, Deadly Alliance is one of those games that have a lot of content in it, and even though it wasn't that popular, I love playing that game. And with how deep and how content rich that game is, it's a game that I'm actually surprised that well, I'm not really surprised at the point, because WB owns Mortal Kombat. Those games need to be re-released in some form. I think that would be really cool. And that's just pretty much the gist of it. And I'm trying to think if there's any other game I could think of, like around the 360 PS3 era, I could think of that was not as popular, but I really enjoyed. I really can't think of one over there, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple that's not as popular, but I really like playing. And it's just like I said. Oh, I can think of one. Backbreaker. It was a football game called Backbreaker. That was a game that came out on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. That I was like, yeah, it's not that popular, but I really enjoy playing. And it's actually, if you can get around the camera angle, it's actually not that bad. But yeah, it wasn't that popular. But at the end of the day, what is your game that you like? I mean, what game that you like that's not as popular, but you found a way to love it and enjoy it, and you still love it to this day? Like I said, I can go back and play any of the 3D Mortal Kombats. They're not as popular, and it's not necessarily one of my most favorite Mortal Kombats by no stretch of imagination, but I can play, Deadly Alliance all day. I think Deadly Alliance was really, really good, but it wasn't just popular. South of Midnight, I may do a second playthrough of that. I'm not sure, but I'm almost done with it, and just depends on how I feel when I finish it. And all the other games I mentioned, it is what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Once again, I appreciate everybody who is enjoying the channel. I appreciate everybody who's been watching the videos, coming through the lives. I need 3 more followers on Facebook. If I get the followers on Facebook, I can go live on Facebook. I'm at 97 followers. I need 100. So hopefully, if you're watching this, just come through, hit the link down in the description, follow me on Facebook, and you'll see me live over there. Is Facebook really still a thing? I don't know. I see a lot of family and friends over there, but I don't know. I know some people still live stream on Facebook as far as the game, but it's just another avenue that I want to use. Hopefully you guys will do that, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you on the next video or live stream. All right, y'all, I'm out. Y'all take it easy. Be blessed. Peace.